Humanity has been driven from Earth, but now it's time to take it back. Join the Reconquest and fight the Scourge on the Drop Zone Commander Hub at beastsofwar.com. It's time for 28mm World War II action. Will you recreate history or reshape it your way? On the Bolt Action Hub at beastsofwar.com.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Exploring Exodus with myself and our Master of Wild West Exodus, Sean from Outlaw Miniatures.
Hey.
So, what do we have today? This looks to be one of our scenario pieces where we're doing something cool.
Something cool. So we're going to pair this. We got a little bit of things going on. We got our 1,000-point list over here of our Enlightened. We're going to start sending these Enlightened on down the field. We got these Outlaws set up. It looks like they're ready to shoot the heck out of them. Yeah,
my Outlaws are just sitting in a nice little gun line, nice range. I've got enough of the range guys there, and I've got a couple of the close combat guys, so when you do eventually get there and you're all beat down to hell, I'll be fit to take care of you.
So it looks that way, doesn't it?
It looks exactly that way. What else could it be?
What else could it be? So we're going to go ahead and show you two things right now.
Okay.
We have the influence mechanic. That's kind of going to be the key point. We're going to show you how that works. We showed you that on Dr. Carpathian before. He's got 5 influence himself. He's a very influenced man. We've got Thomas Edison giving you 2, so we got this little lump, this pile of 7 that we can use
play with.
Yep. But then we're also going to show you some of the sweet Enlightened tactics that you can throw down.
I don't see what tactics you have here. I have you cold. You're running down an open area, almost no terrain, as you can see.
Terrain. How am I going to get there?
Yeah, you're going to run into my guns. You're going to die.
So for this activation, I'm going to go ahead and toss in. Right now, I think I'm just going to do Thomas Edison in these 2 animations right now.
Okay.
And this is how we're going to throw this down. This is going to be exciting.
Oh, okay.
Really exciting.
Let's see what crazy plan you have here. I don't know what he's got planned, folks. So let's see what he's got up his sleeves.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually activate everybody all the way through, and then move on to the next guy, next guy. But the way that this is going to work, it's going to be really exciting.
Okay.
All right. So first things first is Thomas Edison. He's going to need to move. So if you want to pass me that template right there, just so we make sure he's not moving too much.
Okay.
He's only going to make a quick 3-inch movement. He's going to go right up to here.
Okay. So he's giving one of the dead guys a hug.
One of the dead guys gets a little bit of a hug.
A hug before he dies to my guns.
So he's not engaged in combat. These are friendly models.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what I can do now is I'm actually going to target him with a ranged attack.
Wait, what?
And I'm going to use my Phonic Blaster ability.
Okay.
So we got that. We just clipped both of these other guys, so they're all going to be part of it. I need to go ahead and take a marksmanship test on each one of these.
Okay. So, well, hang on. You're shooting your own guys. What's going on here?
Shooting my own guys. What is going on here? This is crazy.
Well, hang on. Can I shoot my own guys with my normal guns, or is this
You can shoot your own guys with your own guns if you want to.
Okay.
You might damage them. This attack doesn't do damage. What this actually does is on this larger template right here, it's a little bit wider. Thomas Edison, he's a master of sound. He can use sound to move things around and manipulate the battlefield. So what he's going to do right now, as long as he's all hit, he's going to push these guys forward. So he's going to send them right on down the battlefield using some sonic energy here.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do this. And now I want to make sure that these hit. So I'm going to toss an influence on each one of these.
Okay. So you're going to burn 3 because you have 3 guys hit, yeah?
Yep. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
What this influence is going to do, so I'm wagering it, and I'm saying I want this to hit.
Yeah.
This is going to give me the ability to re-roll.
Okay.
If I miss on my first try.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So what it's going to do, you have to wager it beforehand.
Right.
If I use it, awesome. If I don't use it, it still gets tossed out of the pool for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, but it's kind of whenever you really want to make sure a thing's going to happen. So
I
like the idea that you're able just to buy a reroll essentially on something that's maybe not a sure thing.
Exactly. You're gambling. You're gambling.
Yes.
It's luck. I'm hoping I can mitigate any
luck
bad
and playing
luck.
the odds.
Yep. So first one, I'm going to get it. That's definitely going to hit.
Oh, that's a 10.
Yep, that's a 10 right there. The second one right here, I got a 7. That one's going to hit. This last one, though, I'm going to knock the building over, get it out of the way. And with this last one,
Yeah.
I got a 7 as well. I
Yeah.
burned all that influence. I didn't even need it.
Yeah, but you were making sure your tactic's coming off.
Made sure that tactic. Let's say I rolled a 2 though.
Okay.
We roll up. I had a 1.
Okay.
This was my last guy, and normally that would mean nothing happens, right? But I had that influence on there, so now I get to give that roll. I get an 8 now.
Yeah.
So if that thing had happened where it was just
you just about failed or something.
But if it was a 1 and I didn't put any influence on it from the first time, I just got to take it. I can't like throw my influence later and be like,
And I'm guessing the way you divided it up there, you only had 1 reroll for each guy?
Yeah, one reroll for each. Even though I put 3 down, it's technically all in the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't just put 1 down, you get rerolls for all of it. You got to specify which roll
for
each one
guy.
gets. And that's why I rolled each one separately, so we knew which one was going to get.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so you've done that. So what exactly is this going to let you do now? You're saying it's going to blast them down the field.
So we have this template, and they can now get moved anywhere touching this template. So I want to put all these guys right near the front of that template.
Whoa. What?
So I'm moving them right on up to the front of that template, and it's the front of this line right here, this wider line.
Yeah.
Getting them right up there.
Yeah.
From Thomas Edison, pretty close. Oh man, that was a pretty decent little shoot forward.
Yeah. That's making me a little worried.
So that was action point 1.
Okay.
To move. Action point 2 to do that shooting.
We'll
do one more action point where I move 4 inches.
I
move 2.
Yeah.
And let's make sure that we know that it is just these 2 guys that I'm going to be activating. These 2 guys that I'll be activating after the fact.
Guys, yeah,
the one in the middle is going to just hang out for a turn.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if I can't try and do that one again.
Whoa, so hang on. You can blast them forward once, and then do it again?
And do it again. So he's got 4 action points.
Oh.
So he can move, do this blast, move, and then do it again.
Okay, do these guys suffer any negatives from it?
So there's no damage that's caused by it.
Yeah.
So I could do it to your guys, I could do it to my guys, and there's no damage.
So you can just clear the road whenever you want?
So Thomas Edison, as long as he can pass those marksmanship tests, he's going to be able to do it.
Yikes. Okay, so you're doing it again here.
Doing it again. We'll start with the guy in the middle.
An 8.
8's going to hit. Over here. 9. I guess I've been using the right luck here on these dice.
No, 9.
9 again. All right. So we'll go ahead and move
getting
these guys
blasted
up.
forward again. So an extra 6 inches essentially, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, those are looking a hell of a lot closer than they were last turn.
And now, these 2 guys that can activate get to move and fight as normal. They just get to move on in, make their free strikes, be stuck in there.
And they have 2 action points, yeah?
And they have 2 action points. So they get there first, they'll attack, then they can attack again. And then now we move on to the regular turn. Let's say they get stuck in there for a turn and we're all fighting each other.
Yeah, okay.
Things look pretty bleak and, they're close to dying, but they haven't died yet.
Yeah.
They're hanging out. So then the next activation, I can activate Dr. Carpathian.
All right, well, let's bring him into shot here. I really dislike this guy.
So Dr. Carpathian moves on up.
Yeah, no, just bring him straight on into the shot.
Bring him on up in
so that we can actually see who's about to myrtleize me.
Let's, front and center.
Yeah.
Dr. C.
Well, I mean, I'll obviously have had my activation at this point, so I'll have started to bring my own guys on into the fight.
Oh, yeah.
To try and mitigate all of this.
So we got those guys up.
Yeah,
maybe we let a couple activations go by, kind of lull you in, get a few more guys to come on in.
Yeah, and I would say heal even of it.
Oh, wow.
As well.
They're really committed. They want this.
Commit everything, because I don't like them being so close to me, And so it would go back to your activation now.
And Dr. C, he sees these 2 guys.
Well,
there's a nice little lump around it.
It's not even that, because you would have this guy could not activate because he hasn't activated.
Yep, and maybe I move in.
Blitz on in.
Move in him as well.
Yeah.
They did whatever damage they did. Maybe Billy's only down to a couple more lifeblood. He's taking a decent amount of hits.
Yeah.
Some of these guys maybe still full, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then what I do is with Dr. Carpathian, I just flip the switch.
Oh, this is the one we talked about in an earlier video, guys.
Yeah, in shooting, we saw them blow up.
Yeah.
And now you see your boss himself can control that button too.
That's why he strapped the dynamite to him. Yep. I thought that was a little bit of a nerf thing.
Nope, he can click that button and kaboom.
And what, does he have to be in line of sight or in a certain range?
So he just needs to be able to, He just needs to know that they're there, be able to see them.
Okay, so line of sight.
Clicks the button.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be a specific range. It just needs to be there.
So he could be sitting up on top of the saloon, just looking out the window with his morning coffee,
like,
going, "Oh, they're having a little fight there." Deek. Okay, so how does this work? Is it the exact same as last time?
So the same as with the TNT from the shooting.
Okay,
it's just going to cause automatic damage to all the guys around.
Yep.
Whichever ones we blow up. So it takes an action point each.
Yeah.
So say Dr. Carpathian is going to do nothing else this turn.
Yeah,
he's just going to blow.
Clicking that button.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, and we've got...
And we don't have to commit it necessarily. So say we blow him up.
Yeah.
First action point. Second point, we decide to blow him up because he might be able to get 2 or 3 pretty well.
Yeah.
But maybe it kills this guy.
Fair enough.
And then so we wait. Doesn't kill him. We get that last one there. We're able to do a decent amount of damage in that area.
That's a really nasty tactic. I am never letting those things get close to me in a game ever again.
And then you toss them in a Doomsday, and now they have this transport.
Yeah.
To spend their first action point to get out. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then they get shot up the board from there, so you can even push that threat range further.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So I assume they would bounce out and cover.
Mm-hmm.
Edison would move with 3 of them, bounce them forward, or 3 or 4, or however many he could get into the line.
Sure.
And just start essentially just going, move, mush, mush. Yep. Yeah.
Shoot him forward with their gramophone he's got there on his back.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So I'm assuming you would have got these 3 guys and this guy with your first blast. With your second blast, you would get this guy again, which is Billy the Kid.
Yep.
You would then get this guy and this guy. So if you commit too heavily into melee with these, even though they're not amazing in combat, they've got something they can do that's really nasty.
And what's really even more exciting on top of it, say you killed one of these guys in combat.
Yeah.
The first thing that Dr. Carpathian could do, because it didn't blow up previously, because it was just a melee attack, you can actually reanimate it first. So you can turn it back on, bring it to 1 lifeblood.
Right.
It passes a physical ability check, which you could influence as well.
Yeah.
Bring it back up, and then hit the button and blow them all up around it.
So hang on, whenever these guys die, are you meant to leave them on the board to actually mark where they died?
Yep, so you'll mark where they die if they don't die to a shoot attack.
Got it. So if I start munching through these in melee, say Abraham Lincoln has been surrounded by 3 of them or 4 of them.
Yep.
Dr. Carpathian could look at it and go, well, Abraham's down to the last couple of points. Let's raise a couple of those up.
Yep.
Okay. Ka-chink. Bye, Mr. President.
See you later. So until you actually commit to that, they just stay there as long as your boss is still alive. Now, not every boss has this ability. This is a Dr. Carpathian ability.
Yeah, but it's a good ability.
It is a good ability.
It's suddenly making them far more worth their points.
Yep. Anything that's an animation. Yeah. You'll see on the back of a card, you'll see something called animation.
Right.
And once you see that, you know that Dr. Carpathian, there's a few other models in line as well that can turn them back on.
What about this creature with the big minigun? Is he an animation?
He is.
So I could kill him, but then Carpathian could bring him back.
Just with 1 lifeblood.
Yeah, but he could bring him back with 1.
Yep.
But if he brings him back with 1 and he dies again, can you keep doing that?
So as long as he's not dying specific ways, he can keep being brought back.
That's madness.
That's madness.
Well, the Mad Doctor, obviously.
Dr. Carpathian has to be the one to do it and has to spend action points to do it.
That's absolutely fine, though, because say Carpathian isn't really in a good position to do anything, decides to raise him up, who is in a good position.
Yep.
Suddenly he's back on his feet. Does he have his activation when he raises up?
So not directly after. The next time you start to activate, you can.
Right, so, but at the end of the round...
Well, even just the next set of activations. Yeah. So as long as it's not during that same 1 to 3 models as Dr. Carpathian.
I see. So I will at least get a chance to swing back at it and knock him back down. Well, that's at least a bit of balance, but say I don't have the resources to do it. Say I've only got close combat guys there.
Yep.
And he raises up, you get your next activation, and he's suddenly firing at his full effectiveness, even though he's only on 1 blood.
Yep.
That's disgusting. To be honest, it makes me hate Dr. Carpathian all the more.
Dr. Carpathian,
for the ridiculous rules that he has,
is the ultimate bad guy.
I don't know. It's kind of a gray area as to whether or not he's a bad guy or not. With what's happening with this RJ 1027.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, I think myself and Sean are going to move on here. We're going to jump into backstage. Now, I want to have another discussion about influence because I've seen you use it like that.
Yep.
but I want to discuss different ways to use it, so whether to be aggressive or defensive with it.
Sure.
So, guys, if you want to see that, come across and join us on beastsofwar.com. Become a backstager. We've been doing XLBS videos for every last one of these exploring the Exodus.
Yes.
So come along and join us if you want to, get a better feel of what's going on. So
definitely.
Myself and Sean are going to move on here, and we'll see you again soon.
Sounds good. Take care. Bye.
So I had Frank James sitting and just decided, you know what, I'm going to unload into Edison.
Yep.
That didn't do it quite, but then I had Jesse James sitting nearby, and he just started blasting away at him with those really sweet pistols.
Yep.
So suddenly Edison died. Warren no longer had that resource to play with.
Yep.
So do you really need to be a little more careful with your influence generating characters, or are they tough enough to actually just stand and take it?
Progress comes to a world of magic as science and the arcane combine to make marvels. Meet steampunk inventors and orc mystics at the Volsung Hub on beastsofwar.com. In a world controlled by massive corporations, a steady aim and split-second decisions are needed for your megacon to complete its goals. Begin your missions at the Mercs Hub on beastsofwar.com.